The popular SWAT simulator game Ready or Not is coming to VR, and it's going to be completely free. Find out how you can get your hands on it in this episode of the Virtual Lowdown. What's going on, virtual friends? Welcome to the Virtual Lowdown, the show where I bring you the latest and sometimes even the most exciting news going on in the VR world. My name's Pete, and let's get started with our main story of today. The popular flat-screen tactical shooter Ready or Not will be coming straight to VR through a free mod that is being worked on by VR content creator Virtual Oasis, as well as modder Kit. So Ready or Not is essentially a very popular SWAT simulator game where you go in either by yourself or with a squad, and it's just like a tactical shooter where you try and navigate various different like hostage scenarios and things like that. It's already very popular on flat screen and is possible to play it currently in VR using the UEVR injector mod. However, this method is a little bit tricky to get set up. There is a lot of setup required to get it working, and it's definitely not quite perfect for VR. Fortunately, that's where this mod comes in, because those with the flat screen version of Ready or Not, well, there is only one version of Ready or Not, but those that have it on flat screen will be able to simply download a mod just as you would any other mod for the game, totally for free, and then they'll be able to play it in VR using a PC. So just to be clear, it is only a PC VR compatible mod. You won't be able to play it on a standalone headset, and it does look like you'll need to have a pretty hefty PC to be able to run it adequately. It has been stated that it is very demanding for performance, so before you get too excited about this, you will need to make sure that you have a reasonably powerful PC. No spec requirements just yet, but hopefully that's something that comes out a little bit later down the line. Now, what's particularly cool about this mod is, as you can see on screen here, a lot of the usual flat screen mechanics for the game have been reimagined to be used in VR. So things like reloading your weapons, using riot equipment, and even performing real-life hand gestures to command your squad. There'll also be a custom body rig, so you can grab ammo and equipment out of your body pouches, and also a handheld tablet that can be used for better handling of your missions. There's also planned future updates to include things like support for left-handed players, new weapons such as grenade launchers, as well as improved support for other VR controllers. And while we haven't got an official release date for this just yet, you can keep up to date with the progress via the Ready or Not Discord, which will be linked down in the description of this video. I've personally never played Ready or Not, but I have watched a lot of videos of people playing it online, including in VR using the UEVR injector mod, and it just looks like so much fun, especially as a VR game. I never got around to playing it because I just don't have the time to set it up with the UEVR injector, but if this is going to be an official mod that is available for free, I will definitely be picking up the flat screen game so that I can mod it to play in VR. I've in fact very recently just finished building my first ever PC, so I'm hoping it's powerful enough to handle it. But yeah, I think this is awesome, and I really do think that developers should be leaning more into porting flat screen games into a proper VR experience. I feel like VR can be a little bit stale at the moment, and it does take time to develop games, especially like AAA and like high budget games. Especially for VR, there's a higher risk because it's just not quite as well adopted as, flat screen or PC gaming. However, there's a lot less risk and time and effort involved in porting an already popular, well-loved flat-screen game into VR. I just hope more people start to adopt this, as well as doing it properly, so like actually being able to use VR's mechanics and not just having button presses for everything, because that kind of defeats the point of it being in virtual reality. But yeah, I just really hope we start to see more flat-screen games being ported over to VR, because I think that will be huge for VR content overall, and also very enticing for, regular flat screen players to maybe step into VR for the first time to try out some of their favorite games in VR. Next up, the Secret Vault sale is currently live on the Meta Horizon store, bringing up to 50% off of games from the 15th of August all the way through to the 24th of August. Highlighted games include the Arizona Sunshine Remake, which is going for 40% off, Metro Awakening, which is also going for 40% off, and Frenzy VR, which is 33% off. However, these are just the highlights. There are a ton of games on sale at the moment and some big titles with a hefty discount, so if you're looking to pick something up, now is definitely a good time to check it out in the store. There's also a number of discounted bundles that you can pick up, including the Stealth and Sabotage bundle, which has a focus on stealth experiences with the game Vampire the Masquerade Justice and Budget Cuts Ultimate, the Peak Pursuits bundle, which has a focus on climbing and includes the game The Climb 2 and Crowbar Climber, the Musical Mayhem bundle with a focus on music and rhythm games, including Maestro and Drum Rock, and finally the Pixel Breaker bundle with a focus on pixelated action games such as Ancient Dungeon and Clone Drone in the Hyperdome. And finally, just a little bit of advice from myself. As someone who's been subscribed to the Meta Horizon Plus games catalog since literally the very beginning, I can confidently say that there is no better time to have a subscription to Meta Horizon Plus than right now. There's the largest selection of games that there has ever been in the games catalog, and on top of that, just this past month, there's been a number of popular titles added to the games catalog, including games like 11 Table Tennis, Ghosts of Tabor, Pixel Ripped, and Pistol Whip, which were all added this past month. Not to mention there's still a bunch of other popular games that were already on the catalog, including games like Vacation Simulator, Red Matter, Synth Riders, and Fruit Ninja 2. So one thing I've noticed is there seems to be quite a focus on multiplayer experiences, which makes a lot of sense because if you want to be playing a bunch of different games with your friends, it's a lot cheaper and easier for you all to just have one subscription. You pay for one monthly subscription and you have access to all of these different multiplayer games that you can enjoy together, rather than you and all of your friends each having to individually buy each multiplayer game that you want to play. It just makes a lot of sense and could potentially save you a bunch of money instead of having to buy all of the individual games. With this subscription, you really haven't got as much to lose. And just to be clear, I'm not being paid anything to say this. It's just a bit of advice from me to you. It's just something I've noticed. I always check the updated games catalog every month, and I've just noticed that they've been getting a lot of good additions recently, and I genuinely feel that now is the best time to pick up a subscription if you are considering to do it anyway. And that is going to be it for today's video. I know not a huge amount of groundbreaking VR news today. It's just a little bit stale in VR at the moment. What can I say? But hopefully that'll all change as of next month, where we have the Meta Connect in end of September, I believe. So hopefully after that we'll have a lot more to talk about, and again, hopefully a lot more to be excited about. But for now, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave me a like and let me know down in the comments if you're excited for Ready or Not coming to VR. I know I definitely am. If you want to see more content like this from me, then make sure you are subscribed to my little up-and-coming channel here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.